Hello, everybody. Today, in today's virtual career talks, we have Amazon and HSBC Bank. We have Kevin Liu from Amazon, and we have Quinton Wong and Barth Frank from HSBC Bank. As you guys come into the chat box, please make sure to keep your mic and video off. And if you have questions, please put them in the chat box, and we will address them at the very end after both employers do their Q&A session. Without further ado, as my colleague, I wanted to mention Veronica from Slingshot Connections. If you want to introduce yourself real quick.
Yes, thank you for having me, Andrew. My name is Veronica. I am a senior talent agent at Slingshot Connections. We're a staffing agency and workforce agency here in the San Jose area. And we do have another office in the Salinas area, but here to fulfill any staffing needs. And also thank you for the partnership. We're here to help in any way. We're going to assist with also helping with the chat box. So you guys direct all of your questions into the chat box. We'll be sure to get to those accordingly.
Wonderful. So first we're going to have Kevin Liu. He's from Amazon, and he's going to be sharing a presentation. As I mentioned, if you guys have any questions for Kevin, put them in the chat box, and we're going to answer those at the end. So keep those coming, and we're going to get to as many as you can. If any of you guys have to leave early, if you guys have the other job, or if you guys have other responsibilities, just know if you go to the Career Services Center YouTube channel, which I'll make sure to link in the chat box, you guys could go there, subscribe, and anytime we have these kind of events, we're going to be uploading the video and also putting in the description box the link where these employers want you to apply or connect with them for an interview or possibly the recruitment event that they want you to partake in. Okay, so without further ado, I'll turn it over to Kevin.
Hey, hi everybody. Good afternoon. Again, my name is Kevin. Thank you, Andrew, for that introduction. I am from Amazon Workforce Staffing Department. Within our department, we specialize in hiring for any of our positions for our Amazon warehouses, such as delivery stations, Whole Foods, Amazon Fresh, and I'm gonna be covering over that during our presentation here today. So again, I just want to introduce myself, and I can just say a little fact that we like to do at Amazon, something peculiar about yourself. So my peculiar fact, I love music, movies, always trying to be up to the know about all the things I've recently released. Just recently watched Tenet at the San Jose Drive-In Theater, so it was great. Recommend that for anyone. With me today that's participating are my colleagues, Jeremy, Rizwan, and Jacob. If you guys want to introduce yourselves briefly.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I can go first. Hi, I'm Jeremy. I work at Amazon Workforce Staffing along with Kevin, and I'm actually in charge of overseeing our hiring for veterans in the South Bay for all of our open locations here. And let's see, was it like a fun, did you say it was a fun fact, Kevin?
Something peculiar about yourself, Jeremy.
Okay. I am very good at trivia. So if there is ever a trivia night that is being hosted, you would definitely want me on your team.
Awesome. Jacob, did you want to go next?
Yeah, hey guys, this is Jacob from Amazon Workforce Staffing. A little bit about myself. I've been with Amazon for over 3 years. Workforce Staffing for about 2 of those years. I kind of specialize.
Can you come a little closer? We have a hard time hearing you.
I kind of specialize in the All Abilities program, so dealing with candidates that are dealing with disabilities or disabled in some sort of way. What makes me peculiar is I am a huge video game nerd. I have my degree in game development. That's a little 2 cents about me.
Thank you. And Riz, did you want to share anything about yourself?
Sure. My name's Riz. I'm the staffing specialist. I kind of support Kevin, Jacob, and Jeremy in all their endeavors. And a peculiar fact about me is I am an amusement park junkie.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and just start sharing my screen with you. All right. Okay. Everyone can see clearly? Any thumbs up or yes or just yeses in the chat box? Awesome, great. So again, we want to really appreciate Andrew here at Mission College for allowing us to participate in the virtual career fair here. Within all that's been happening, I think we have been able to find some sort of silver lining within these virtual events. So we really appreciate you guys participating and cooperating with us here today. So within today's presentation, we're just going to be going over all the basic requirements of our job requirements of the roles that we hire for. As I mentioned, the different types of roles that we hire for. And I will also be sharing a list of the locations that we hire around the South Bay area. In addition to that, the hiring process and the benefits that you guys may receive. For anyone here on the call that may be a student, veteran, or may need or may have any sort of disability and may need some accommodations, we will go over all of those type of benefits that Amazon is able to provide. Lastly, we're going to go over just an application walkthrough. I'm going to ask Andrew to just share the application link on the chat box, and then you guys can just click into it and follow along with me. After that, we can go ahead and answer some Q&As for you guys. All right. Awesome. All right, so to be hired on Amazon for any of our locations that I mentioned, a lot of the roles that we hire for specifically are for any of our seasonal or full-time, part-time roles at any delivery stations, Whole Foods markets, Amazon Fresh or Amazon Prime Now, which I'll go over. The basic requirements for you as a candidate to apply is that you do have to be at the minimum age of 18 years. With that, you do have to require that we have a high school diploma needed or GED equivalent. Depending on the type of season within our hiring process, sometimes we have instances where we don't require any high school education requirement, but for the most general sense, yes, high school diploma or GED equivalent is required. Within that, when you have completed your application and attend a hiring event, you will be required to bring any forms of work authorization documents that are approved by the USCIS. Generally, what we say is that if you're a US citizen, right, you would bring a US passport or a driver's license and social. Depending on your citizenship status, you can bring all the other required documents that you may have, permanent resident cards, employment authorization documents, anything in that matter. So I'm going to go break it down about all the different types of shifts that we do have, right? So like I've said, so for the part-time schedule, part-time schedules, we either hire those associates for either a seasonal role, in which seasonal roles are once you get hired, on average, your role lasts anywhere between 3 to 9 months on average, in which then your area manager will let you know if there is any opportunity for you and those seasonal associates to apply to become a permanent employee. So within that, so the part-time schedules, right, you would usually work around 3 to 4 days per week, 4 to 5 hours within your shift. A lot of the great opportunities for our part-time schedules, especially for our students, what we call is our flex schedule. So our flex schedules are going to be required that most of the schedules here, you will work a training schedule, whether it's a day or a week-long training schedule, and then you will be given your schedule. But for the part-time schedules, the flex schedules are really great opportunities, especially for our students or for any candidate that may be looking for another extra income. So what we do is that after you finish your one-day training, you are then able to pick your own schedule through a digital calendar that you'll be instructed by. It's called Amazon Moments, in which then it's a first-come, first-served basis. You can pick your schedule based on those requirements. You can work anywhere between 15 to 25 hours per week. Your minimum to be an active employee is to only work 3 shifts per month. So a lot of flexibility there. Within the reduced time schedules, in addition to that, we do also hire for seasonal roles within that. And those are going to be similar to full-time hours. Within those hours, those are anywhere between 20 to 30 hours per week that you will need to work as well. And based on here, what is written, about 2 to 4 days per week, 4 to 10 hours throughout that shift. The full-time schedules, right? So a lot of our locations that we have right now are delivery stations or warehouses, what they call, in the San Jose area or Milpitas area. What usually happens when a building launches, they usually hire permanent employees for the first few months. And within that, you are a permanent employee with Amazon with full-time hours and benefits that are associated with that. So 36 to 40 hours. Within that, you could work a schedule of 4 to 5 days per week. Usually it does include weekends, and 8 to 12 hours per day within those shifts. All right. And so I'm just going to break it down about those locations that I have mentioned that we hire for, right? So a delivery station. So a delivery station, you hear that term a lot. It's also called the warehouse, but that is the last stop within the 3 parts of the locations where all Amazon packages from Amazon.com are delivered. So when you order something from Amazon.com, it goes into 3 different routes. So the first route is that the packages or the items that are coming from Amazon are coming from a fulfillment center, in which then those associates package those items for the customer. After then, is transferred over to a sortation center. So the closest sortation center that we have is in Newark. And those associates there sort those millions of packages out by the general zip code, right? All the San Jose, all the Fremont, Newark area packages, and so forth. And the last stop, the last designation is going to be the delivery station. So a lot of locations all across the United States, each general metropolis city has a delivery station. So our locations are in San Jose. Currently, we have about 3 delivery stations in San Jose and 1 in Milpitas. So a delivery station, like I said, is the last stop before all Amazon packages are sent out for delivery. And then those associates there are going to sort those packages out by a more general zip code area. So you might see when you get an Amazon package, you might see on the code of your box, it might say DSF3, DSF7. Those are the location site codes. Whole Foods, right? So you would be working at a Whole Foods grocery store. Within that, that is a part of that flex opportunity that I mentioned to you guys. So within Whole Foods, after you finish a 1-day training, you're then able to pick your own schedule, and then you are primarily shopping for any Amazon Prime Now customer. So any customer orders from the Prime Now app, they are eligible to receive 1 to 2 hour same-day delivery on those items, in which then once you create that order, that shopper will go around the grocery store with the phone that they are issued and find the items and practically just scan the items, shopping for the customer. The Prime Now and the Fresh are very similar in that sense, as just those different types of locations. So Prime Now associates with the Whole Foods in that way. As the customer, if they order from the Prime Now app, they can order their items from any of those locations. So if you see more of like hand sanitizers, disinfectant wipes, any non-perishable items, those are usually going to be coming from a Prime Now center, right? And then Whole Foods, like I said, customers can order their Whole Foods grocery items from that store as well. Now, Amazon Fresh is similar in that way, but it's also just a private Amazon warehouse. It's a warehouse that has all perishable food items, so all the deli, produce or fruits and vegetables, anything in that matter. Same type of task. You will start your training and then be able to pick your own schedule and fulfilling for any of the customers ordering through Amazon Fresh. All right, so I do want to highlight here, if you guys recognize any of these cities, right, these are all the locations that we currently hire for that you will be able to select in the application. Within that, all the cities that you see here, anywhere going from Cupertino, Los Altos, to Sunnyvale, to Santa Clara, all these neighboring cities around you, these are the types of addresses that we, locations that we have based on their address and the types of opportunities that we offer that I've mentioned before. And you will find all that in the application as I walk you guys through that a little bit later. Now, so we've already talked about all of the locations that we hire for, what types of locations we hire for. Now, this is the hiring process. This is just a very easy 4-step general timeline for you to understand how to be hired within Amazon within about 14 days, right? So the first step is that you would be logging on to the application on amazon.force.com, and you'll be going through the application process. In the application process, it will ask you to either log into an existing account. I do want to to remind you guys, your personal consumer Amazon account is different from an application website. So if you are not familiar with creating an account, you might want to create a new account, or you might want to check if you have an existing account. In the application, it will go and break down all the different types of opportunities that we do have that are currently available. You will need to select the application of the location and the type of position that you might be interested in. Within that, in the application, what will break down is that it will go through an online assessment. It'll be a virtual job tryout, in a sense where you're playing a kind of a puzzle game, but in a sense where almost as if you are working on site, but you are following the instructions of the virtual job tryout to understand how to place the items in the respective rows, color, and by weight, right? In addition to that, in the application, we'll give you a lot of job preview videos of the position that you were interested in applying into. In addition to that, it will ask you for general background check information that you might have, any status of your military status, if you ever served, if you have any disabilities, and then just acknowledging that you are going to be screening for a background check. In addition to that, like I said, you'll be selecting your schedule. When you see the schedules, please do be aware that those schedules are not your permanent schedules. Those are most likely going to be your training schedules. But anything that needs to be clarified within your schedule will be addressed at the hiring event appointment. You will you will select an appointment for you to attend to our new hiring events. All those locations that I had mentioned you are all going to meet at the central location, which is step number 2 at the new hiring event appointment in Sunnyvale. We are on 349 Cobalt Way in Sunnyvale, right next to Lawrence Expressway. If you guys are familiar, right across from that City Sports in Sunnyvale, right? So at the hiring event, you'll be greeted with the first time of seeing any Amazonians, right? So our team there of staffing coordinators will be greeting you and just confirming that your appointment is scheduled, that your application is complete. If you do not have a completed application, we will designate you over to an area of the office where you can complete the rest of the steps that needed on your cell phone. Within that, when you go to the hiring event, we do ask that you bring those work authorization documents that I mentioned, a driver's license, passport, social security card, and anything in that manner. After then, you'll be presenting those documents to a coordinator as they will complete section 2 of your I-9, since you've already finished section 1 of the I-9 after you complete your application. And then they will be taking your badge photo and then guiding you over to our oral cotton swab drug test. Our drug test, it's all self-administered at the location. You will be watching a video to understand how to take the necessary steps. And please do know that the drug test does count for all types of backgrounds within the drug test. So please be aware of that as well. Any medical card or medical prescription, any prescription that you may have will be accepted when Quest Diagnostics, our lab partners, will be reaching out to you. So after you have completed the about 20 to 30 minute new hiring event appointment, the next step, step 3, you will be attending your virtual new hire orientation. All the instructions will be sent to you via email, so do keep in mind on that. We do want to let you know that after you are processed, it takes about 7 to 14 business days for the background check to clear, in which then you will receive certain documents that will ask about you agreeing to all the terms and conditions of the role, and as well as taking an online orientation training that will ask you to watch videos and also ask you to complete some assessment questions as well. Once you have completed both of those documents that are sent to you by email and you are all complete and ready to start, you will then be confirmed with your appointment to start on your first day at your location that you were hired for, and then you will start your training. In addition to that, like I said, if you may be a candidate that has disabilities and may need accommodations, we can provide you the application help website for you to reach out to an agent to schedule an on-site trainer as well. All right, so I do want to go over the benefits as well. So depending on your role, like I said, if you are going to be hired as a permanent employee with full-time hours, you may be eligible to receive all of 4 of these types of benefits, including medical coverage, right? Depending on the role, like I said, you will receive certain benefits that are dependent upon your role. All right, so this is for my students here, right? All the students here, Amazon is very appreciative and encouraging to hire all sorts of candidates within different types of backgrounds, students, veterans, candidates with disabilities. We want to provide some sort of program that will help you advance any sort of career or opportunities that you might be interested in. As you can see here, based upon these three, we do have 3 different career choice programs here. As a community college student, as once I was myself, there is an Amazon Career Choice program. You are eligible to be receiving up to 95% of tuition fees reimbursed if you are a permanent employee. So that's really helpful for the associates degrees that you'll be receiving at the community college, right? And then career skills, you could be joining any sort of on-site or virtual training for any career skills that you might be interested in that you want to develop within your career. In addition to that, we also have associate to tech. A lot of those opportunities are training opportunities for those associates who are interested in any sort of IT support technician background, right? So all these types of different programs that you might be interested in, the first person that you should probably reach out to is your area manager, as they can most likely direct you on how to guide you within this next path. All right. So for any of our military students that may be on this call, I want to highlight some things. Amazon, right, is another huge advocate for hiring our veterans. We want to thank you and appreciate you for serving, and as well as want to give you some sort of support that you need for you to have an easy transition within going back into the workforce, right? So as just some highlights, Amazon has committed to hiring about 25,000 military veterans and spouses, and Amazon is committed to providing any of our Amazon Web Services training, so about 10,000 active duty service members. So again, if you are a veteran, that will be asked upon the application, and then you will be further reached out by our programs here that we have called Amazon Warriors. Amazon Warriors is made of Amazonians who have served or currently still serving, and to provide some sort of aid, like I said, within the workforce or professional network as well. So do know that there is a diverse group of support within Amazon. Now, Amazon persons with disabilities, we like to cover that as well, and encourage that any candidate willing or interested to apply. Amazon is an equal opportunity company to hire all sorts of backgrounds, right? So if you may be a candidate with disabilities, I would definitely recommend for you, after completing the hiring event appointment, for you to reach out to amazon.com/application help. I'll provide that link as well later, and you could reach out to an agent to reach out to the agent to ask for any training that could be a training coach that could be assisting you on your first day as well. And within that, some of our locations that we hire for, especially in Sunnyvale at our Prime Now station, what we have are called as alternative workforce supplier program shifts. So within those are specifically for our candidates that may have disabilities and may need specialized training within that. So we have reserved shifts for those candidates at those specific locations. Right. Within that as well, we have different affinity groups that Amazon is a part of, that Amazon owns. These are all different types of backgrounds that Amazon has with their associates. Any corporate or fulfillment center associates, all of these programs you can be a part of these affinity groups. What's really nice is that when you are an Amazon employee, you have a directory, and within that directory called Phone Tool, you'll be able to see your name and also the different types of affinity groups that you can join into. And these networks you can build relationships with, reach out to these other associates, reach out to the network to see potentially how else they could assist you within your career path. All right. So Andrew, if you can provide the application link that I've sent to you before, so then just the students can have that in the chat box. So just give me a thumbs up once that has been sent. Okay, great, thank you. So what we'd like to do from this, I'm just gonna give you guys the general application walkthrough. All right, so if you might have seen this flyer here, this is our general flyer. It's a PDF that you guys can click into. And this will tell you again everything that I've mentioned, all the locations that we have, all the different types of roles that we hire for, as I've mentioned, and then reasons why you'll love working here, right? And the location where you'll be attending your hiring event appointment at, right? So if I click over here, I'm going to go to amazon.com/San Jose hourly jobs. All right. So within this page, you'll see all the 3 columns here that will provide you all the sorts of information that you might need. So column 1, apply for a job. This will highlight all of our top job picks. This will, oh, can't see. Is anyone having trouble seeing? Let's see. Andrew, are you guys able to see the screen?
Well, Kevin, is you clicking the link to go somewhere?
Yeah, I'm on the website right now. Are you guys
Okay,
not being able to see this?
Yeah, you might have to stop sharing to show that other screen. It doesn't pop automatically if you're sharing another screen.
Oh, got it. Okay, let's see. Try once more. Can everyone see it again? Yes. Okay, great. Thank you guys. Thank you for letting me know. All right, so everyone can see this, so that's great. So again, this is our application website, amazon.com/San Jose hourly jobs. Within the first column, you'll see all the different job opportunities we have here. You'll see our top job picks. These are usually our most frequently applied positions that we do have here. And as you can see here, these are all the different types of locations that we hire for. You can click into the application of the location you might be interested in, and we'll redirect you to the application website. If for you as a student, you may not be interested at this time and kind of want to take some time to think about your options, you could definitely subscribe to our tech subscription. This is usually updated. All this on the website is updated every Friday with our new opportunities. So if you text the code to the number 7708 and type in SJ now, it will ask you for your zip code and let you know about the specific opportunities that are hiring within your zip code area, right? So I'm just gonna kind of walk us through. Let's say, for example, if I was a candidate just like you, I'm gonna go into the Cupertino Los Altos application. And as you can see here, currently this position is going to be for the Los Altos Whole Foods, right? So you'll see here, you can earn up to $21.40. Want to do highlight that. We have been recently notified that for Amazon associates, once they get hired for the time being at at our Whole Foods, if you happen to work any Sunday schedules and you pick those schedules, you'll earn your hourly rate in addition with a $5 added onto your rate as well. So it's a great opportunity, like I said, especially for the holiday times. So you'll see here in the job description, I'll mention all the different details that you might need, the locations that may be available, in addition to the job requirements, and as well as your basic qualifications. All right, so once as I am a candidate and I have been aligned and I do want to apply to this location, I go ahead, click apply now. Again, it will tell you everything that was just mentioned before, but what this is going to do is going to redirect you to the application for you to be able to start on your first step. And that first step will be your assessment, right? So once this loads, all right. So even here, you can definitely see the preview steps that you'll be completing on the application. 4 steps are for you to complete. And then in addition to that, I will highlight some things you guys will need to also complete in order for you to have everything ready for your new hiring event appointment, right? All right. Within that, I'm going to go and click next. Right. Once you've acknowledged that you've met all these requirements, and you want to start on the application. So like I said, whether if you want to give it a try and enter in your email and see if you could forget password and see if you have an account active, you could do that. If you're not too sure, definitely go ahead and create one. I'm going to go ahead and log on to ours right now. And once you log in, just enter in your code that you'll be creating. And just for two-step enable verification, you'll most likely receive a code that will be sent to you either email or by text. And once I get this code, add that there. My email has been verified. Optional, you can skip that if you'd like. All right. So like I said, the first step for you to start on the application is going to be an assessment. The assessment, like I said, is going to be the virtual job tryout, kind of like a puzzle game for you to understand how to understand the rules that will be taught to you at your training and for your position, right? So you'll start here. At any moment in time, you can view your progress. Ultimately, you want to finish at number 4. So you're right now at step 1 and you want to get all the way to the finish line. Do want to say that this user interface is friendly for either desktop, laptop, or mobile. So if you guys have any interest in applying, those 3 ways are definitely recommended. All right. So within that, can everyone still see the PowerPoint screen? Just thumbs up, everyone. Okay. So, right, as I showed you, just these are going to be the previous steps that you might be seeing in the application. What to expect after completing the application. All right, so after you complete the application, you will be confirmed that you have a new hiring event appointment set on a date and time. After then, you'll be receiving an email from Amazon I-9 Advantage. This is for you to complete section 1 of the I-9 for a US work authorization document. Nope. Okay. Can you guys see the PowerPoint? No? No? Okay. Let's see. Now?
Kevin, you have to stop sharing and then
Okay.
reshare the PowerPoint. Yeah.
Got it. Got it.
Kevin, we need to give time to the other employer.
Of course.
At least, yeah, 15 minutes or so. So
Yeah, of course. So just do want to, this is about the ending. So I do want to let you guys know, this is what you'll be expecting. You guys can review the video clip as well, just to refer back. But once you guys get everything cleared here, you guys will then go ahead and attend your appointment. Here's my contact information if you guys may need, and the application help website. But other than that, again, thank you for your time. I appreciate everything here. Feel free to reach out to me if needed. But yes, thank you, Andrew, for the reminder. So I do want to give that time to Quentin.
Could you leave that page up for a minute?
Oh, sure.
Contact.
Yes,
Thank you.
of course. All right. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pass the call to Quentin now.
I think Barth will go first, right? Barth, do you want to go first?
Sure. Thank you. It was a pleasure joining Kevin today and speaking to you guys, right? And thanks for attending. I know everybody's got busy, crazy schedules in this crazy world we live in today. Andrew, thanks for having us again. So we have one slide, right? And what I like to do is talk to the students about a career in financial services with HSBC. So as you can see on the slide in front of you, HSBC is a global bank, right? We're comprised of 4 business lines and 11 functions in over 65 countries around the world. We are the 2nd largest bank globally. In the United States, we are the 11th largest bank. And in the United States, we are fairly new. We haven't been in the United States for that long. And what we're trying to do in the United States is become the leading international bank for US customers who travel and do business abroad. What I'm going to talk to you today is about both a pre-COVID world and a post-COVID world as it relates to how we want to deliver our services, right, to our customers around the globe across all 4 business lines, but in particular in the business line that Quentin and I work in, right, which is wealth and personal banking, which is comprised of centrally of our branch network, right, in the San Francisco metropolitan area, as well as on the East Coast and West Coast, as we look to serve our international cosmocratic customers who operate and bank in those cities and live there. So in a pre-COVID world, right, as everybody knows, digital banking right? And using technology, both from a business standpoint for efficiency and a customer standpoint, was becoming ever more popular. So people had different choices, right? As far as how they were going to go bank with us, right? And we serve our banking customers on a variety of fronts, from their checking accounts, savings accounts, mortgage accounts, brokerage accounts, business accounts, corporate accounts, right? We have a wide array of a product menu, and our branches and our contact center, along with our digital capability, was well balanced to serve our customers. What happened in the industry in a post-COVID world is a lot of the initiatives, right, that we were working on or already unveiled had to be enhanced, right, and delivered to our customers in warp speed, right? So I'll take you back. You were much younger back then, but in 2008, during the financial crisis, right, banks were not looked on in good light based on all the fines, them not obeying regulatory compliance, and the rules of risk. With COVID, right, it actually was a blessing in disguise for a lot of the banks. People were losing their jobs. Businesses were closing. The first people they were looking towards were their banks, right, to help them out. And compared to 2008, we transitioned rather efficiently. Not just HSBC, right, but the financial services industry in general. And that's across all 4 business lines, which are retail banking, private banking, commercial banking, and investment banking. And all the supporting functions, such as HR, audit, risk and compliance, learning and training, as we all had to learn how to operate in a Zoom world. Now, fast forward. Now that we've been into the crisis 8 months, many of our customers who were shy about technology have now embraced it as either their primary way of doing business with our bankers, as well as an optional way within our multi-channel delivery options, be it in person in the branches, which have reopened, right, with social distancing and masks in mind, through the phone, through your computer, right? Many of our advisors and bankers, when the branches were closed, they were used to facing off against customers in person. They had to advise and help customers from their homes, right, in a Zoom world. So in the end, it's become very efficient, right, as far as the options we have in delivering solutions and products to our customers. The way forward, there'll be continued balance between brick and mortar and digital and technology capabilities. Now, I'm going to introduce you to Quentin. He's going to tell you a little bit about his career path, and then I'll talk to you about the roles within the network, right? The branch network in the San Francisco regional area, right? That might be of interest to you in helping our customers. Quentin?
Happy Friday, everyone. My name is Quinton Wong, and I'm the Senior Branch Manager in HSBC Downtown South. Like most of you, I graduated from a local college in South State. Then I joined HSBC Retail Banking as a part-time teller back in 2009. As you may know, in banking, we have many divisions, and I was particularly interested in retail banking because of its customer-centric nature allows me to interact with all types of clients. Retail banking is also the first point of contact when client needs financial solutions. It could be learning how to build up their credit history, educating them about different investment vehicles in the market, or they want some advice on their estate planning. And HSBC does it the best because of our local presence, as well as our international resources. I spent over a decade with HSBC, and it has been a fun journey. Clients became our friends and friends can become our clients. We don't just process the deposit and give out an interest rate disclosure. We believe each client is unique. We engage our clients in meaningful conversations and spend time to understand each client's background in order to achieve their financial goals. If you love finance and want to help people with your expertise, retail banking is definitely a good starting point for your career. Back to you, Barth.
Thank you, Quentin. So Quentin talked about his career path. Many of our senior leaders, right, started off in the branch network as either tellers or personal bankers, right? So as an entry point into an international bank that's diverse in nature in the marketplaces we are around the world, obviously in 65 countries, we're looking for people that want to face off against our customers, right? That even might have multilingual skills as the demographics change in and around the cosmocratic cities in the United States and abroad to serve our international clientele. So right now we do have openings, right? For part-time teller, right? Full-time teller, personal banker in the Northern California market. We will obviously share those requisitions and those links with Andrew to cascade to you, right? What I would say to you as well is if you have any interest, right, in discussing this further, right, you can call me, right, at 212-380-6805. If you have a passion to help people, to provide them solutions that will benefit themselves, their businesses, and their families, right? This is a great financial services company to start your career. Quentin is an example, right? He is one of our fearless leaders, right? Who each and every day helps our customers achieve their financial goals. So I'm going to pass it back to Andrew, right? I don't know, Andrew, if you want me to take any questions. Oh, it's up to you.
Yes, thank you, Bart. Yeah, if you guys are done presenting, we can go through some of the questions that we've been receiving in the chat. There we go. Okay. So this question that came to the chat was from for both employers, whoever wants to answer it first. So it says, so do you guys have any opportunities or referrals for any of the office positions that your companies might have?
Kevin, you could go first.
Awesome. Thank you, Barth. So it's a great question. And I can share some highlights of our current experience. So within any office or corporate roles, again, within that, our Department of Workforce Staffing does not hire for that directly. Like I said, we only hire for our warehouse positions. But if those positions that you might be interested in could definitely be referred onto amazon.jobs, and this will give you an external directory of all the locations that we hire for within any sort of corporate role. Just to highlight, we do have some associates that have started with us, right? We have about 3 to 4 of our current associates who have started at the delivery stations, the fulfillment centers. They have worked there for a couple number of years and have continued to climb their ladder within their leadership opportunities, being ambassadors, trainers, safety commission. And within that, they were able to apply for our role as a seasonal contract for our position at Workforce Staffing to be a staffing coordinator. And currently, a lot of our team members, we're really excited to have them. They're excelling completely within our department. So within that question, we don't hire directly for those corporate roles, but do know that there is opportunity for you to advance your career with Amazon.
Yeah, so through the same link, right, that Andrew supplied to you guys, where you could look at the network roles as well as the requisitions for those roles that I'll send, you could navigate the job site for corporate roles, right? Maybe entry level in any of the 4 business lines, right? Most of our center office or corporate roles, though, are in New York, Buffalo, or Arlington Heights, which is outside Chicago. We do have several corporate roles or offices in California, but predominantly it's in the aforementioned cities. Now, like I said, many of our senior leaders who are in corporate roles today started off in the branch network. Many have traveled and worked in many cities throughout the United States, as well as internationally. And just a little piece of advice for everybody: facing off against customers is the most important thing you can do in your career. Whether you become a center office, back office, corporate office, right, manager or an executive, we're all trying to serve the customer base. And when you know what the customer experience is like, where the customer delivery is like, it adds to your resume and helps you progress to specific areas that you relish to land in. Andrew?
Wonderful. Oh, yes. So we have another question. Do you train business graduates with no work experience? This is specifically for HBC Bank.
Yeah, so what we're looking for, right, and we've had success in hiring students or people that have come from other retail industries within our branch network, right? Whether that's in a teller or a personal banker role. So if you have any part-time or full-time retail experience and you're looking at the roles within the San Francisco market, right, within our branch delivery roles, and you have a passion to help customers, we have a full-fledged training and onboarding roadmap for you within that role and progressively to other roles, right? So you may start off as a teller, right, or a personal banker, progress to a premier relationship manager with your own portfolio, get your licenses, 763, life accident health, become an advisor. Maybe you want to become a business banker and have a business banking portfolio, or move to the mortgage side, get your accreditation there to become a mortgage consultant. Or if you relish being a leader and you like to lead people, you could ultimately become a branch manager, a senior branch manager, as Quentin has done. So there's a lot of different avenues within the network that you can take. If you have no job experience, right, and you're looking at the teller or banker role, the teller role is probably going to be the best place to start. And if you achieve your goals, you take on your mentor, your buddy, right, you could progress from there in our Progression Steps program to personal banker, and from there onwards and upwards. If you have retail experience, you will be considered not only for the teller role, you will be considered for the personal banker role.
Wonderful, Barth. Thank you. This next question is for both employers. A candidate asked, what more relevant work experience? I know Barth touched on this a little bit, but what besides the work experience, if they're ESL, does that weigh heavily in the positions that you guys are asking for?
I'll let Kevin take that.
Sure. Yeah. So within our job requirements for our roles, so again, we do not require any resume or no interview as long as the application and Section 109 has been completed, then candidates are eligible to apply. Within the regards of ESL, like we said, Amazon is an equal opportunity company where we would hire any sort of candidate. Within those cases of candidates who may have ESL, we do let them know that all of the positions that we hire for, you must be able to read, write, and understand English in order to prevent for any harm or danger within the safety precautions. So within that, we accept any candidates coming in, but at any moment during the new hiring event process where we may feel that the candidates may have some sort of difficulty understanding the overall hiring process, the drug test, the I-9 screening, anything in that matter, we may need to decide on determining the application status of that candidate.
Yeah, many of the screening steps that Kevin mentioned, right, we have as well, right? Background, drug test, I-9 process. at the forefront of your application, once you set up your profile, apply to the role, there are certain assessments that you need to take to move on to the next round of consideration, and ultimately from there, the screening with the recruiter, and ultimately a final interview with the branch manager or branch manager panels in the Northern California market.
Andrew, if it's okay, I actually had someone from my personal network who joined the call ask a question directly to me. And this one is geared towards you, Barth and Quentin, for the application process, because it looks like they've applied to different financial institutes as well. Is there any credit checks that need to be passed for opportunities at HSBC Bank?
So as part of the process, right, there are credit checks, right, as far as background to see if there's anything severe.
Okay, that's good. Does that answer your question, Veronica?
Yes, they got it.
Okay. Okay, we're almost at time. I wanted to ask just a few more questions, and then we could wrap the session up. Again, I wanted to thank all of our employers for being here, for taking time out of your busy schedules. And of course, Veronica, thank you guys for always supporting me in all of my employment endeavors. Just a few, so for what type of assignments would either employer give to either new college graduates or current students in a day-to-day right now with the positions you're hiring for?
Kev, you could take that, and then I'll take it, man.
Yeah. So if I can understand the assignments that are given to the candidates, I believe from what that means is that the assignments that candidates usually will need to complete in order to generally start their day one, right? Assignments in that sense, one, the application assessment, completing that assessment, having a above moderate score. Another sort of assignment that candidates would be completing are the pre-hire employment documents that they'll be emailed, completing the virtual new hire orientation, and the pre-acknowledgement documents that they need to confirm for their contract of their position. And yeah, and in that sense, day one training, physical training that the associates will do on their first day, directed by their area manager.
Yeah, so like I said, you know, for college students coming off graduation, the network opportunities that are presented are the teller and personal banker. Many of our network employees within the branch network in the Northern California market may have put themselves through school while working part-time in retail, right? So if you do have that experience, right, you could be considered either for the teller or personal banker role. If you don't really have any retail job experience, part-time or full-time, while you've been a student or at some point during your academic career, right, you'll be considered for the teller role, go through a heavy-duty training program, and then learn on the job, right? Quentin probably could tell you he's learned most of what he does on the job.
Wonderful. And then we had another question come in the chat. We wanted to know what is the age limit to the type of candidates you're looking for? You know, I know that a lot of our candidates would be college level, 20 and up, but is there really a age limit to the type of candidates that you'd be okay with recruiting?
No age limits here.
Kevin?
Yeah, so again, our minimum age requirement is going to be a minimum of 18 years or older. That's always a firm policy that we have with Amazon, but within the age range, we see many sorts of candidates who come in, newly graduated, current college students, homeowners, full-time workers, people who are recently retired.
Yeah, I mean, we've had people work in the branches while they go through school, whether that it's a night, part-time, right? Many of our part-time tellers or even full-time tellers, right, who might be going to school at night.
Wonderful. And then what kind of potential of growth potential do you guys have for your companies? I know you guys talked a little bit about it, but especially right now in the situations that we're in, do you guys see a lot of growth in your sectors?
Yeah, I can go first. I mean, yeah, there is a lot of growth. There's always continual growth within Amazon, whichever sort of department or location that you start. There is type of gradual growth for you to advance your career or your leadership skills. Just to highlight, I mean, even Jacob, right? Jacob, who's on the call in our team, like I said, he had started at one of the fulfillment centers, I believe, in Portland, where he's from. And within that, right, he was able to apply and achieve the opportunity of joining workforce staffing, which he currently is in right now. So all it really takes is the type of perseverance that you are as a associate to continue working. And within that, asking your area manager about all the different opportunities that you can join to advance your career.
Yeah, so at HSBC, we have what we say learning tools, development tools, right? We have an academy online where you could further your skills and knowledge, right? As well as you'll be assigned a mentor or buddy at the beginning of your career, right? As well as your branch manager, right? Who's going to help develop your skills and knowledge, right? As an international global bank, there's many directions that you can go in, right? It all depends on what you have a passion to do. And if you're doing the current job well, there will always be someone who advocates you for the next job.
Awesome. Thank you, Bart. We have about 5 minutes left. I just wanted to ask a question, and normally we always ask this of our employers. If you guys could real quick summarize how you guys got into the industry and what led you to your current roles.
I'll go first because I'm older. So I've been in the industry for 25 years. I've seen many changes in those 25 years. Bull markets, bear markets, up and down, technology change, digital changes, right? What I had a passion for was helping people. Ultimately, as my career progressed, what I had even a more passion for was leading people and having them succeed both individually and as a team. So around halfway through that 25-year journey, I moved from being an individual producer as an advisor to becoming a manager. So I managed a dozen branches on the west side of Manhattan. I also managed around 15 branches in Brooklyn and Queens, right? So I've managed 4 out of the 5 boroughs, right, in New York City, have seen what a wonderful city it is, right? Our international breadth as an international bank. And the company, as Quentin knows that, as long as you have a passion for our customers and you work hard, right, you could excel in many and different directions. If I told you when I was advisor that I'd be managing the graduate program today, right, which is our analyst program for wealth and personal banking, as well as recruiting for students into our branch network, I couldn't have foreseen that, right? And that's the greatest thing, right? When you work for an international conglomerate, there is so many opportunities. Kevin?
Thank you. I wanted to respect the elders, of course. So I'm probably around the realm of the age group here. Well, I recently, I started my college career at De Anza College and transferred to UC Irvine majoring in sociology. And so my main passion was to assist people to find some sort of career where I could be some sort of assistance to being a sociology major. I've always had that type of stigma where not really sure what type of career I could get into, but I was lucky to be able to find a full-time opportunity with Amazon within the HR recruiting department. So within that, I had started off as a contractor, and within that contractor role, I was interviewed for a permanent role, and I've been with Amazon for almost close to 2 years now. And it's an exciting opportunity just because within the 2 years that I've been here, I've seen a lot of change within our department, and currently the change right now, very fortunate, very happy to be on the team that I am right now, as supportive as everyone is. And again, yeah, I hope that could give you guys some type of relief and kind of something to look forward to, that during your community college route, that once you can find the potential school you might be interested in and the specific major and employment, right, your opportunities are available as long as you are diligent and you ask your leaders of those opportunities that you can excel in.
Wonderful. Thank you guys both. It looks like we're at time, but I wanted to take this time out to thank you guys again for being here, taking time out of your busy days. So thank you guys both. Thank you, Veronica, for being my co-host. But if any of you guys, missed some of the session because maybe you guys came in late, we're going to be uploading it to our Career Services Center YouTube channel. I put it in the chat. If you guys did not get that in the chat, you can email me at andrew.soliz@missioncollege.edu. That's ANDREW.SOLIZ@MISSIONCOLLEGE.edu.
Yeah, Andrew, if you don't mind, right? If you have an interest in financial services and in banking with HSBC in our network in the San Francisco metropolitan area, you could email me at Barth, BARTH.frank@us.hsbc.com, or call me at 212-380-6805. I actually could share a link that's personally tied to me if you have an interest in applying and setting up your profile in applying on our website.
Wow. That's an awesome offer. Thank you so much, Barth. That's really phenomenal that you offer all that if they connect with you.
Yep. And thank
Okay,
you,
folks.
Andrew and Veronica. Kevin, it's been a pleasure. Quentin, thank you.
Thank you all. You guys have a great day. Thank you, candidates. Keep a lookout on the YouTube channel. The video will be posted, and I'll make sure to add some of the information that was talked about today. All right. You guys have a great Friday. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, everyone.